How much do you pay for your meat? How much do you pay for your milk? How much do you pay for your vegetables? In this current economic climate, a lot of you would happily buy cheaper food to allow you to buy any utility that would distract you from your money problems. It's not necessarily a conscious decision, it just happens because the food is available at your convenience. Because supermarkets have these cheap alternatives at our doorsteps, the public has given the local retailers the cold shoulder. Supermarkets dictate our spending. They reduce choice, with smaller shops finding it harder to compete against these conglomerate businesses. Between 1995 and the year 2000, we lost roughly 1/5 of our local shops and services. Therefore, society lost employment, services and products that otherwise made it easier.
We can't compete with the supermarkets, so we try to, this is why we support all the local small suppliers so that we can get things that aren't in the supermarket.
Even though it's easier for consumers, with the prices being cheaper, the money isn't benefiting the economy because the producers, farmers, aren't getting a fair share, so they can't input into the economy. With local shops closing down and the farmers getting less for their efforts, a considerable amount of the population aren't stimulating economic growth because there is less spending, influencing the recession in 2005. Tony Blair told farmers that the supermarkets have pretty much got an arm lock on you people at the moment, promising that it was something we have to sit down with them and work out, but yet nothing was done. There have been issues with the state of agriculture in the past years that have been addressed by the propaganda photography of the FSA in 1935, with photographs by Walker Evans. Also with the birth of granges in 1870s to commercialise farming, and the Farmers' Alliance in 1877 to buy more in bulk with other farmers to improve their profits. Recently, farmers are somewhat exploited in the media, with companies linking a happy farmer to their adverts as a sign of reliable earthly quality. But in fact, these businesses offer their producers a lot less and price out other honest living farmers who aren't like the strong accented and tweed-wearing yokels portrayed in their adverts. A lot of stereotypes are going around about farmers, saying that they have a stiff upper lip and that they don't have any business sense. But the more realistic views of the farms are, not only are the farmers I know brilliant, but they're also savvy businessmen and women. People who are proud of their products and love to tell about their systems. Because to farm, you have to know soil science, microbiology, ecology, chemistry, business and social science. The list goes on and on.
Skills to be a farmer, jack of all trades, master of none. Need everything, motorbike, tractor, load all, AI, foot trim.
They spend a lot of time on their work and it's not valued from the outside world as much as it should be.
Genuinely, I think everyone feels that farmers are less intelligent than the rest of the people because they see it as an easy job. They think it's just manual labour, but in reality, they're actually really well off because they provide the whole nation, to be honest.
Do you think that farmers are still incredibly important? Because even though the Tesco's make vegetables at a very low price, we still need someone to grow our food, and that's the farmers.
Some farmers have adapted well to the changing needs of the consumer. There has been a recent rise in the amount of urban farms, which are farms found in cities that bring the community together to promote healthy living in cities and improve the distribution of food. Biospheric are an urban farm company in Manchester who create a new, appealing alternative through their farm to transform agriculture and put healthy food back on the menu. This shows that farmers do a lot but don't get much recognition for their achievements. A lot of farms have diversified their trade into farm shops and cafes to appeal to a larger market, and a lot more traditional farms now are using expensive technology to make their production a lot more efficient. With companies like Forward offering these services, making cow lactations a lot easier by measuring the amount of milk a cow produces on average with herd management software, Farms that have diversified offer excellent quality food to customers in a warm and inviting environment. It's an efficient business strategy with little waste production, meaning if meat isn't sold to bulk buying clients, it can be sold in the shop. If it's not selling in the shop, it could be offered as a special in the cafe. It's an incredibly intelligent business management with retained quality assurance, but yet it goes unnoticed. This is not the sole purpose, and it's not the sole purpose just to sell stock.
People were losing touch with nature, so I felt that I could combine the farming with introducing people to animals and to food production in a way that was fun, and so we did guided farm tours. The idea being that people got very close to animals, they touched them, they could smell them, they could feed them, and it was a real interaction between people and animals. So that was the general idea.
Young have no idea of how farms work, why farms are here, and how the grass in the field gets to their roast beef on a Sunday. Yes, part of the plan is to educate people on how farming works, and it is very much, it's not just a farm shop in the middle of a flyover or just off a motorway. It's very, you probably realise there are still sheep going past and tractors and smells. It's very much a working farm.
I've really come to appreciate the amount of effort farmers put in. If supermarkets put down their prices to get more people to buy their food, they really need to look at the people they're affecting. People that are working incredibly hard to educate the populations of tomorrow. Not just to make a living, but ultimately, education is the key to make people realise this paradigm shift of a reduction in food quality.
Everybody went to butchers. Everybody went to butchers. That's where meat came from. You know, and I think that's, you know, veg came from greengrocers, didn't it? It didn't come from the supermarket as much. The younger generations, we're having a barbie tonight, we'll go get some burgers, they don't really care where they're coming from. You know, so I think as we go further in the years, that proportion will get smaller to be nothing. And I think that is scary. We need to try and teach the younger ones, because I'm only 25.
Now the younger populations are fed advertising campaigns to suggest that supermarkets and fast food restaurants are the new best option. And with the recession, many people have accepted this reduction in quality and forgotten about the real hard workers, farmers. Because these businesses have a voice in the digital age of advertising, they have a step over these farmers. So farmers need to be given a voice to speak the quality alternative, because people, quite frankly, need to know about it.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, that gets the word around. I mean, the farm's using it now, and every time we've got something, different, it's out on Facebook and Twitter. Same with the bakery, if we've got a new recipe or whatever. That's the way forward. I think so. And this film company made 3 one-hour programmes about it, and it was broadcast on television in December 2012. You have no idea what that did for this bakery. We were flooded with people coming from all over the place, wanting to know that we still existed, what we were doing, how would we managed it. And we've got to get on the television more.
In the digital age, public relations is everything. Supermarkets don't want people taking photographs of their store because they are conscious of the authenticity of their food and the prices of their food, just in case somebody was taking it to compare prices between 2 different supermarkets. Farms, on the other hand, are proud of the quality and the authenticity of their stock, so they want people to present what's there, and they're not afraid of anything. That's what I found when I went to take photographs around farms. I was welcomed. I wasn't told to go away like I was in Tesco. It's just something that they did because they're proud of what they produce. Farmers are proud of their work, and they are passionate to work for quality and education. Does everyone in supermarkets like their job? I know for a fact that some people who work in supermarkets aren't passionate about the stock or passionate about the job. They care about the money that they get at the end of the day, just like the owners of where they work. This surely shows the mess that business has got itself into, and the distance between supermarkets' owners and their staff. At the end of the day, money is round and it's meant to go around, not just into the supermarkets. With the horse meat scandal that occurred, it's made people think about where their food is coming from. This has made people distrust the large supermarkets. The horse meat scandal exposed that supermarkets do not trace where their food is coming from. Therefore, local farmers and retailers need to educate people in meat quality, with the effects bad meat would have on their health. Regardless of this, consumers are priced out of a return or introduction to good quality meat from farms and local retailers because of the economic climate. But maybe if they are educated a bit more about the positives of sourcing their food locally, then it would create a shift in spending. The way to live well is to eat well and exercise well, and that's the only way our bodies will keep at older ages. So the spending on food should really take a bigger priority on our spending. Britain used to be a keen producer of many different things, but with supermarkets and large international businesses coming in, we've lost the status in the media. We still have people to produce these quality produce, but unless the stories are told, there is little that can be done.